Hey everyone, this is my Patreon proud reaction to the 17th episode of Steins Gate Zero. And last episode was quite the episode. A lot of heated discussions, a lot of people really getting their feelings out in the open, and we're actually kind of working through some stuff. And yeah, a lot of good stuff there. We'll see where we go now. I imagine we'll get back into the Kagedi stuff just because it's, she's just been around lately and we haven't really done much with her just yet, but I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna do, but something's probably gonna happen this episode. That's my speculation. So let's jump on in and see what that will be. 3, 2, 1, play. I clicked something on the screen, something went dark. I got worried for a second. Lovely, my daughter. What were they just showing there? It wasn't like a bug in the time machine, was there? That was the person that came to mind, but oh, I was wondering what she was doing with her hand down there. Not like in a weird way. I was just wondering. No cheating. Okay, daughter. I mean, yeah, the fact that it had been done before at all means you can do it. My voice, okay. It is a nice era. Get to be with your mom and dad and all that, so I get it. Kyo, Mayuri, Yuki... Mayuri, okay. It could be a lot of people. Yeah. Oh, okay. I mean, oh wow, a clock. Haven't seen that in a while. I caught me off guard. I didn't really get a chance to take a good look at it, but I'll go back to it later. But yeah, there was like a lot of those in the first season, but I feel like not many in this one. Like I haven't been counting or anything, but I don't think there's been too many. But okay, Mayuri asking questions. Uh, it's such a nice shot, but such a sad shot. I always have so many mixed feelings whenever I see it. Yeah, speaking of sad shots, this one's pretty sad too, but also pretty cool. Passing through each other. Just why do they have to make Mocha look so sexy in that shot? And yeah, we see Mayuri in that time machine, so a little bit worried about what that implies. Yeah, 777. So first 7 was a month, or I think second 7 would be the day. Then okay, just so many numbers. Shouldn't she be sitting on the couch because she's so short? Yeah, I agree. She should be here. Well, a lot happened last episode. Last season really was a sad one for him. A sad one for me, and I wasn't even directly involved. She seems pretty, yeah, convicted. Right. All I know is you're here and she's not. We're very familiar with that. That's why you're alive. No, there is another one that we did not go to in this route. Title drop. Pretty much objectively the ideal world. Oh yeah, that happened too. Kyoma was the one that had the decision to make. You don't need to blame yourself. It's actually a really cool shot. He's definitely not the same Kyoma we know from back then, back in early season 1. All that damage has had its toll. Every time she says mayonnaise, I hear mayonnaise every time. Now he shows up. Is that a cake? Does he got a cake? Farewell. For who? Wow, that actually does look pretty good. Daisuke is a strong word. Okay. That is what we were just talking about. I had a feeling. But I don't want to say goodbye to Suzuha. Gonna get a new fuel source. The show will be not as good. Just drowning the sadness with cake. Wish I had some cake right now. I mean, you can't really stop her from doing this. I really don't want to say goodbye to her, though. I'm not. I got as far as sorry. That is some pretty sad news. That didn't seem good. No signal, huh? Back before it sucked. You know, building stuff. Only Daru could do it. I want to say something to make you feel better, but I got nothing. Wow. I understand. I got so many chills during that scene. Okay. This is the only show that line wouldn't make any sense in. Man, it showed it a lot this episode, wow. I think it says currently 15 o'clock. Orihime-sama, really? Okay, so... I'm kind of worried about how the rest of this episode is gonna go. Considering, you know... Yeah, this is just sounding worse and worse. Got hacked or something. What? Oh, that's a lot of text. Sacred domains, manipulating good friends, goodbye, please, goodbye. There's too much text. I'm trying. There's just too much. You're the true Amadeus. Okay. Don't ask me. Okay, that really doesn't sound good. Oh, God. Things are not looking good right now. Well, the chills are back. We do see Mayuri in that shot of the opening of the time machine. I did comment on that. Just this episode. There's Mayuri. But the thing is, I'm pretty sure Mayuri's alone in the shot, so does she just take it? Like, just take it from her? Although, I could just be misremembering the shot. Or just didn't see it clearly, is what I mean. You sure about this, Mayuri? And wow, we got there quickly. And he must have really sprinted. Doesn't mean everyone else is okay with this. And he just keeps moving. The fact of the matter is, this is not the ideal world. Oof. Did that one hit him? Yeah, that's what I thought. She's really good with a gun. Mayuri. You're just the best friend anyone could ever hope to have. Oh, the blood. Okay, that is... Okay, that was... What did I just see there? I get definitely going back to that later. Goodbye. And a message. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay then. This should be good. Okay, that's good news, definitely. Slightly, but just enough. Right, right. Well, yeah, that wouldn't change. Like when Kilma sent his, it's so cool. Arclight. Well, that really did not sound good. Okay, no, this is... We didn't even have a party. Come on, guys. Oh god, this took a turn. And Kyoma's injured, can't even help. Not that it would make that much of a difference. Where'd they even come from? We're on the roof. How do they possibly sneak up on us? Unless they time traveled here. You're also one of the most toughest badass characters in the show, so... I don't know how we get out of this. So, yeah, that's something they showed earlier. They never explained it. Oh! I guess it's... Jeez. Yeah, do you remember what I was saying about Suzuha? Just taking on a small army here. Yeah, is this why she gets on the machine by herself? In the opening? Well, she went in the opposite direction, but she didn't get shot, did she? I mean, I saw the hat move, but I didn't see blood. Because, you know, she doesn't die in this route. I mean, if she died, then Kyoma would have no attachment to this route anymore. But I still don't see any blood, so she's fine, right? She just tripped. She's fine. Well, you love her, right? You're gonna help. Okay, now I see blood. Okay, never mind. I knew that was gonna be the shot we ended off on. Man, a lot happened in the last 5 minutes there. Why? Why does everything always have to go wrong? I swear, like, you blinked, they weren't there, you blinked, and then they were there. Like, they're like ghosts. Hackers, I call hacking. They're clearly hacking the gate. I mean, how many of them were there? Like, at least a dozen. Okay. That was the 17th episode of Steins Gate 0. And man, where do I even begin with this episode? Because a lot happened. Like, there was some more Daru Suzuha stuff, you know, there was a lot of good stuff there. Because, I mean, that kind of gets into the kind of attachment that Suzuha has to this place, right? Because she does get to, you know, spend time with her dad and her mom, and she's, like, not in this horrible World War III, you know, like, horrible world, right? So, of course, she quite likes it. But, you know, we do have to say our goodbyes because the time machine, the fuel, the limitations, all that stuff, she can't just stick around. And man, we saw the clock a lot of times, didn't we? Yeah, because the seconds, minutes, hours, yeah, days. Wait, no, okay, no, that's seconds. Yeah, that's seconds. That was like nanoseconds, or whatever. Yeah, there is something smaller than seconds. I remember that fact now. Okay, so like nanoseconds or whatever, seconds, minutes, hours, days, months, right? Yeah, so 7 months, 7 days, 7 minutes, right? So they show the clock like at least 4 or 5 times in the episode. So I mean, that kind of already heavily implied time travel might be getting back into being relevant to the episodes, right? And I mean, we had a D-mail at the very least in the episode, so that was something. But yeah, the main thing of this episode, I think, is just Mayuri, right? Because she had the stuff with Kyoma, of course, and you know, she's very much the center of a lot of things. Like the main reason Kyoma is attached to this timeline is because Mayuri is alive in it. You know, that's the only reason why he thinks this is an acceptable, preferable outcome, right? Because the mission to save Mayuri was a big one in season 1, and she's here, she's alive, and Kyoma's like, it's not broken, don't fix it, don't rock the boat, everything's fine. Like, so much suffering happened to make this perfect, you know, ideal reality happen. We can't ruin it. We gotta, no more messing with time travel. Things are fine. Everything's fine. Don't ruin anything. Right? That's kind of Kyoma's stance, but Mayuri's stance is not that. Mayuri's stance is Kyoma is important to me. You know, I love him so much, and yet I see how unhappy he is. You know, we used the metaphor about the clouds and the starry sky and stuff, and I thought that was really nice. But yeah, Mayuri doesn't do a lot in the show really, because she's not like a scientist. She's not from the future. She's not a genius. You know, so she like can't contribute in a lot of ways, right? But she's still there. She's still like the most important person to Kyoma, really. You know, they have a very strong bond there. So yeah, in the emotional side of things, that's where Mayuri really shines, right? And you know, she's been kind of kept out of the loop a little bit, like not as much as Maho was, but you know, I do think Kyoma's like been trying to shield her from a lot, you know, especially because of the position she played in the whole Kyoma not deciding to go the second time to save Kurisu, right? So there was that potential guilt, and she definitely felt that this episode. Like, I didn't really keep track of how much she knows, how much she doesn't. I mean, most people don't know very much, really, just because they don't have the reading Steiner stuff, right? So, you know, nobody really knows as much as Kyoma does, honestly, I don't think. But, so it's just a matter of how much each individual person knows, which is something I don't really know exactly, but you know, they kind of try to fill in some gaps for Mayuri, right? So she can know as much as she can and make the best decision that she can make based off of that, right? And, you know, just Mayuri crying, that hurts. That hurts a lot, for sure. Like, because she doesn't even cry for herself, right? It's because of Kyoma. She wants to be there for him. She wants to help him. She wants to save him, you know, like he tried to save her. It's kind of flipped in that way. So, you know, we have Mayuri suffering because of all that stuff. And we have Suzuha that we're kind of getting ready to say goodbye to because she has to leave, right? You know, and Daru is probably not too happy about that. I mean, future Daru was the one that kind of got her here in the first place, right? And, you know, it's always rough to say goodbye. And we actually got to see Daru from 25 years later in the episode, which was really cool, but I'll get to that later. But just, yeah, the whole scene where Mayuri had her outburst, you know, just tears streaming down, that hurt so much. Like, Mayuri, she's too pure for this world. She doesn't deserve to feel this kind of sadness. So it hurts a lot. I don't know how else to phrase it, but man, the line about stop being a hostage, that was a big thing. Because, I mean, basically, there's like a lot of meaning behind that, but practically for the episode, that's like, yeah, when she decides to not blindly go with whatever Kyoma says is best, but she makes her own decision that she thinks is the best, which this physically means the time machine, right? Going in there with Suzuha. That's really when that was decided with this line, I'm pretty sure, you know, because that's obviously goes against Kyoma, right? You know, for the most part, she's been trying to respect Kyoma's wishes, you know, do what he wants, be helpful, but this is kind of like going away from that, but still the main goal of helping Kyoma, but in her own way kind of thing. I think that's the best way I can phrase it, honestly. But, yeah, just Kyoma goes back there in a panic, and that's when things start to take a bit of a turn. There's some hacking, there's stuff with Asmodeus, something's wrong there. Clearly, it makes it pretty clear that something is happening right now, but it takes a little bit of a backseat because we're more focused on Myouri, right? Because she's gone, she's doing something, and, you know, she is going for the time machine, right? And man, Kyoma must have just booked it to get there before they left. Like, I mean, I don't know exact distances and stuff, but yeah, he must have went really, really far, really fast. But he got there in time. And Suzuha does agree to take Myouri. Like, first thing I thought was that Myouri would, like, forcibly take the time machine, but now that I think about it, that's kind of silly because, like, she can't fight anywhere near as well as Suzuha can. She couldn't take anything from her. But I'm pretty sure the only reason I thought that was because the shot in the opening that shows Myouri in the time machine, I think she's alone, but I will check that real quick. So, okay, I found the shot. Yeah, and it does definitely look like Myouri's in there by herself. You know, I think her eyes are even closed, like looking fairly sad. Oh, no, okay. Now that I take a really good look at it, I can see her arm. Okay, so she's not in there by herself. We can't see Suzuha, it's just really out of the focus of the shot. Like, Myouri is blatantly the focus of the shot. And everything else, my mind is kind of filled in the blanks as machine parts. But no, you can definitely, once you actually stop the frame and look at it, you can actually see what is quite clearly an arm. Like, I can't guarantee that's Suzuha's arm, but I don't know who else it would be. Like, she knows how to run this time machine. It's a pretty thin arm. It's probably Suzuha. Okay, so there we go. Because I was definitely jumping to some conclusions based on a very wrong assumption, but I did actually think that was the case, so that's why I wasn't too attached to any of them, if that makes any sense at all. But okay, I'm glad I got that confirmation. That's what I figured. I figured I just didn't see it right, so that's why I made sure to check. So, okay, back to whatever I was talking about before. Kyoma got there just in time. You know, we hadn't quite jumped to the time machine just yet. He clearly does not want this to happen because, you know, again, he's saying these lines like, Myouri, you don't have to do anything. Don't go and ruin it. Like, he uses the word ruin, which that has a lot of meaning behind it because he very much believes this world to be the best one that could happen. He believes that so strongly, and that's the root of a lot of problems with this route. Because this route's a mistake. We know it's a mistake. We know there's a better one. We know there's, you know, the ideal world, like we know about it, the audience. So it's so painful to just watch Kyoma be like, no, don't make the world better. That's not, I mean, that's not what he's saying, but that's clearly what he's saying from our perspective. Whenever he says don't ruin it, what he means is, you know, don't improve things. But just the word ruin, that really says it all about how he sees things, which is a very flawed perspective. So, but that message we got from Daru really was the best thing we could have gotten, because that was full-on confirmation for us that we're going in a good direction. Like, the ideal world hasn't been completely lost. Things have been slightly altered. We can do it. We can go to it, right? So there's still hope, for sure. So that's a really good thing with that. But man, there's the scene where she's just like trying to get Kyoma to stop by literally shooting at him, and even has to graze him just to get him to actually really slow down. Like, damn. Just shows how powerfully Kyoma believes in this, but again, he's wrong, so it's hard to watch. And then, yes, when Myouri talks about the clouds and stuff and pushing them away in the starry sky, and that was some really good lines and stuff from Myouri. I really liked all of that, even though it was making me quite sad. But then we got this shot, right about here. Yeah, we saw the trail of blood. At first, I just thought that was Kyoma, like the spot that was grazed with a gun. It just started bleeding. That's what I thought at first. But no, then we see somebody in like that suit with a lot of blood. Like, this person is dead levels of blood, right? And we didn't actually find out who that was, I don't think, because I think we saw them from here down. Like, I mean, we see the Yōkai, so clearly it's a female. Probably the one female that was in the suit that we saw initially. And then we pan up to what is Kaguri. Well, actually, we don't know. Actually, I mean, we do. We see her later on, right? So that's got to be Kaguri, right? So did she just kill her right there, or did somebody else kill her? I don't know. I'm not quite sure what I'm looking at in that shot, when and where it takes place. But, or if she was one that killed her or just stumbled upon the body or what. I don't know what happened there. Like, I even looking at it again, I still have no clue what happened there. But clearly she died. Like, I got to assume she died with that amount of blood. So, I mean, I thought maybe this was in this scene, like, she like takes her suit. Like, maybe there was gonna be some reveal that Kaguri wasn't really with the bad guy, but she just killed one of them and took her suit. I mean, it's a silly theory, but it was the person that came to mind when I saw that shot. But you can kind of see her leg at the same time as her in the suit, so obviously that's not what happened. But it was a funny thing that came to mind, so I decided to bring it up. So yeah, and Kyuu injured in the leg too, so like any kind of mobility, yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Mobility is pretty much shot, so he's like injured right before we had this attack. So yeah, we got the demo before we got the attack. Okay, I wanted to... And yeah, Dado definitely looks a lot different. Like, clearly he's got a bit more exercise in the future. But yeah, then we pan over, and we have that screen from Myote, which when I heard that, I knew something was very wrong. I didn't know it was like this level of wrong. Actually, it looks like I can count how many people are here, because there's a good shot of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so a little bit over a dozen. That's a lot. Like, Suzuha is a badass fighter and whatnot, but that's a lot. But all things considered, she did pretty well, though. But I still want to know how they got there, because aside from time travel shenanigans, I don't know how they could have just popped up there, because they're on the roof. Like, they just climb. They just, like, wrapped in hooks, climb over the sides, just so quietly nobody heard it. Nobody noticed it. You know, we didn't... I don't know. It doesn't really matter. They're here. And then we actually get to go in the time machine. And then there was something dangling before that we saw. We didn't really know what that was about because it was very much in the dark. But now that I actually get a good look at it, you can tell it's a knife, right? I thought it was like, I don't know. I don't know what I thought it was before. Well, I thought it was a bug, like maybe a spy had infiltrated and put a bug there to eavesdrop on stuff. But now, again, similar with the time machine shot in the opening, now that I get a good still frame look at it, yeah, it's clearly a knife, just duct taped with like the world's supply of duct tape. And that was pretty smart because she was able to just kind of whip that out because they, you know, they frisked her before to make sure she didn't have any weapons, but they didn't account for there being secret weapons in the time machine. That was your mistake. The guy just like right in the eye. Like, man, this was really cool. Seeing Suzuha be Suzuha is always a treat. Luckily, Myote didn't actually accidentally get shot, you know, as the person that was holding her got shot. That would have been quite bad. However, it seems like something hit her. Like, I don't think we don't even really see like a bullet or anything. We just like see the hat fly off and she falls over. But it's got to have been just like a stray ricochet bullet or something must have hit her. But I mean, the question is, how bad was it? Because we didn't even see blood for a while, which tells me that it wasn't too bad. Like, it was more of a graze. Because if it wasn't, we would see blood much more quickly, like immediately. So that's what makes me believe that it's not too bad of an injury. But I mean, if it's on the head, it doesn't really matter too much. Like, it's bad regardless. And I think it was, yeah, it looks like it's, yeah, because she's laying like that, stripping like that, so I think it, unless it just like, maybe it just cut her ear. Like, if it just grazed her ear, then it shouldn't be too bad. I mean, it's still horrible that she got hit at all, but if it's just like, maybe just on the ear, it wouldn't be too bad. I mean, it'd still be pretty bad, but it wouldn't be the worst thing. So, that's a shot we end up on. Myote on the ground bleeding, like, how many times is the show going to do that to me? Like, end off on a shot of Myote either being dead or almost dead or quite on the fence of whether or not she's dead. Like, I feel like the show does that to me a lot. Like too much. Like, way too much. So, okay. Yeah, I feel like that was the episode. Like, because I shot in the opening, I do believe that Suzuha and Myote are going to get away. I mean, shots in the opening are not always meant to be taken as literal events that will happen in the show. But I always take it that way anyway, so that's what I'm still expecting to happen. But I don't know quite how we do that. I mean, because she's injured. Like, even if Suzuha could just, like, kill everyone else on the roof, I mean, like, she can't just take an injured Myote with her, right? Like, she goes to the hospital after this, I would imagine. So, but I don't know. I don't know. Maybe we just, like, postpone things because of this, but, I mean, we're much on a tight deadline. I mean, can we postpone it much? Probably not. I don't know. I can't believe just they attacked at the end there. Like, I mean, I should have figured. They definitely were kind of implying things were wrong before I got distracted by all the Myote stuff. They were talking about the hacking and all that. So, you know, it makes sense they were making some kind of move. It makes sense. Oh, and Kaguri, we did see her at the end there too, I believe. She didn't really do much in the scene, I don't think. Unless she was the one that shot her, but I don't think so. Like, I don't want to believe that would happen. Because she loves her mama, Myote, so she wouldn't do that. So yeah, maybe Kaguri will do something big in this scene. Maybe seeing her like that will trigger some stuff. Maybe, like, knock out some brainwashing so she can help Suzuha clean up here. Kill them all. Maybe that'll happen. I mean, that's kind of like best case scenario, right? Because we know the one thing, even with all the brainwashing, the one thing that seems to be somewhat intact is her love for Mayuri, so maybe seeing her, like, about to die, that could definitely trigger some stuff, for sure. But man, I'm just so worried about how next episode will go, because there's so much that could happen, but I gotta imagine Kagi will play a vital role in our success. I gotta assume that. Right? So yeah. Anyway, I think I've talked more than enough about this episode. So I'm gonna end it off here. Hopefully things will work out. Hopefully we can still make it to that ideal future. And hopefully Kyoma will realize his mistakes, you know. And yeah. Bye-bye. Thank you for watching. And a special thanks to Cnouki and Ryan for supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you consider clicking the like button and leaving a comment, because that's a great and easy way to let me know that people want more. If you want to do something big to help the channel, you can support me on Patreon and get nice benefits like early access to certain videos. See you next time.